Dr. Ed Beyer. Today I'm going to do a really fun case study on a middle-aged male man named Kermit who came to me about maybe 9 months ago, a 55-year-old male with a thyroid problem. He was diagnosed with the most common form of low thyroid, which is called Hashimoto's thyroiditis. And he also had, which is an autoimmune condition against the thyroid. He also, his chief complaint were actually psoriasis, which is another form of autoimmunity. Folks, you need to understand that people who have autoimmune against one area of the body, and the most common autoimmune condition in the United States is autoimmunity against the thyroid. And it gets misdiagnosed or underdiagnosed by traditional medicine. So he had another autoimmune condition, but he's also complaining of common thyroid symptoms like fatigue, inability to lose weight, and joint pain because he was inflamed. When he came to us, he already knew that he had Hashimoto's thyroiditis, and he weighed 276 pounds. Now, here is Kermit before he came to see us. And you could see, here he is at 276, and here he is after our natural protocols at 210 pounds. So you could see the transformation that he went through. I'm going to be getting into exactly what was wrong with him, that he went to multiple doctors and no one could figure him out until we really ran the proper testing. So you could see right here, Kermit, before the psoriasis and the lesions on his face, how they were and how they were at the end of treatment. Pretty remarkable right here. And now he's on medication. Now he's off medication right here. Also, you could see the psoriatic plaques on his leg before we started our natural protocols. And you can see how the leg is totally cleared up here off his medication. So pretty dramatic. And the reason why is because we addressed the underlying causes to his autoimmune condition, not only for his skin, but for his thyroid condition. Now, what we found on Kermit that no other doctor checked for, he had multiple food sensitivities. So every time he was eating these foods, he was creating autoimmune attacks to his thyroid and to his skin. And we had to eliminate that from his diet for a while, and he worked with our nutritionist in doing that. He had leaky gut syndrome, which is a condition where things are making their way into the bloodstream, into the circulation that shouldn't, and that triggers autoimmunity. He had small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, so he was producing all these extra gas and everything in his gut, creating inflammation not only in his gut, but in his body and his brain. He also had a genetic mutation against a very important enzyme in his body where he was not able to activate key B vitamins, which were crucial for our immune system. He wasn't, even though he was taking thyroid medication, he wasn't converting the T4, which is what most medications are, into the active form of T3. So we had to put him on selenium and a few other things to help that improve. And he had severe adrenal dysfunction, which I want to show you one of his tests right here. Now, this was Kermit when he came in. This is a test where we measure cortisol, which is a very important immune modulator hormone that we make in our adrenal glands. And people who have immune dysfunction or autoimmune disease, a lot of times they'll have either high cortisol or low cortisol. And in this case, you can see this blue line right here. This is his cortisol levels, and they should be in the green area right here. So he was low we measured it in the morning, midday, 4 o'clock, and before he went to bed. And he was low throughout the day. I think his total cortisol was like 8, and it should be around 30 to 40. This is his cortisol levels after we did our nutritional support and we removed the things that were stressing his adrenal glands. You can see the blue line is much higher and close to that green zone. And this is the reason why now with more cortisol, he was able to, his immune system worked better and he didn't need to take medication and his autoimmunity was put into remission. How is that for a concept, okay? And he worked hard at this, but you could see the results. So I'm going to be covering all the ways thyroid function can go wrong that traditional medicine does not look for at my upcoming workshop in my clinic Saturday, June 23rd at 11 a.m. Or you can go to BeyerNaturalHealthSolutions.com. I'm Dr. Ed Beyer. I hope that helps. Hope to see you at the workshop. Have a great day.